This is Jack Devine, and I'm back with another lesson for you. Today we're going to talk about triads. In particular, we're going to talk about dominant seventh triads as they occur across the bottom three strings of your guitar. So I'm going to show you a clever or cute little exercise that'll get you, used to these shapes in no time, all right? So hang tight, be back in a second. If we start off by looking at an E chord, right, like this, I think we can all recognize that this is our E, G sharp, B, and high E. And that note here is the one we're going to change back to here. Okay, so a seventh chord, okay, this would be our regular major triad, third, fifth, one. Then if we do a major seventh, it's going to sound like this. And then the dominant seventh is going to sound like this. So we're playing a D with the other two notes in our thing. Now, granted, there's going to probably be an E in the bass, and that's our shape. Okay. Now I play it like this: pinky as the third of the E chord, and the index finger as the seventh. Okay. Now we're going to turn this. This is the one. Then we're going to go to a 4 chord. And the way we do that is by inverting, okay, or not really inverting, but changing the fingering. The second finger is not being used on the first voicing, and the dominant seventh is in the top of the chord. As we slide down 1 fret and play an A chord, that G note right there becomes our seventh. This is the tonic, and this is the third, okay? So this voicing is interesting because in it, there is no root. Then within here, we're doing, the root is actually, like a middle voicing, okay? We've got, okay, so then we're gonna go, we're gonna flip-flop the middle and the second finger, middle and third finger rather. So now the third finger is lying in weight. And the index finger is now not playing the dominant seventh or the flattened seventh. It's going to actually be playing the third. That's a C sharp note. So over A, do, re, mi, right? So we're going this version of a seventh chord to this version of a seventh chord. So E, 7, A7. So if this is E7, and we come down 2 frets, that's a D7. If this is an A7, and we come down 2 frets, that's a G7. So, in some country songs, there are some pretty fast progressions where it goes just those 4 chords. E7, A7, D7, G7. So that would be E7, A7, D7, G7. So if we bust it out in this loop here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. But wait, there's more. The E7 arpeggio, okay, this little shape. If we take the seventh and put it on the pinky, we can basically start that same pattern again here, but at the 7th fret rather than at the 13th fret. And we'll start with the second fingering. So this is fingering 1. We're going to start with that fingering, but back here. And everybody hopefully can see that's the third of our E chord, the root of our E chord, and the flattened 7th. Okay, so if we start there on the E7 chord, and then come back 1 fret, flip our middle fingers, our interior fingers, right? We end up with E7, and then back here, that's an A7 chord. And then if we bring that first voicing back in again, we're at D7, and then once more to G7. So this enables us to walk all the way down the neck. And if you're clever enough, once you get to the G7 chord, you're in this shape. What you can do is chromatically come down, and you end up with this sound. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So, sorry, I skipped the G here, but that would have been. Now, you may be asking, what's the little pull-off thing? And so we'll get to that now. So, as opposed to going, that's cool, you can do that, right? Okay, that's just kind of muting it. You can also do this little pull-off where you go. And it's not really an exact science, I gotta say. It's kind of, you're more creating the illusion of rhythm, you know, or putting some deliberate rhythm into the thing. And I mean, the fact is there are some interesting color tones that happen there that becomes, that's cool. And then over the A chord you get, over the D chord, so that becomes like an A9 sound. But what you're really creating is that triplet effect. That's what's happening over here on the right hand. And this is a fun little exercise but really what we're trying to practice here is learning and committing the arpeggio shapes to memory. This is just kind of a bonus that you get to practice this hybrid picking thing. So basically the pinky just stays on the G string the whole time and just gets dragged down. The only thing that's really happening is, and I guess like, you know, these guys are coming off and on, okay, in their respective shapes. So this is going. So that's kind of like a G6 chord, like a 13 sound, because you get the 7 and the 6. So that gives it this kind of sound, but it's going by so fast that it's really just being registered as a G7 chord. Now all of these can be used whenever you want, okay? You don't have to use them always sequentially, but it is fun to be able to play a barn burner, like, you know, where there's a tune where the backing track is. A lot of people get, you know, intimidated by chords that are changing that quickly, and this one tends to throw people for a loop in some of the more classic country tunes. So this is a fun thing to have in your back pocket in case you need to think of some ideas. All right, so here's our E and our A, our D and our G. Then we come down chromatically, E, then our A, then our D, then our G. If you like what you see, hear, and learn here on this channel, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe, share, and like, all right? That's the way this thing works, I hope. So take care, and once again, signing off from Brooklyn, New York, I'm Jack Devine, and thank you very much for tuning in. Cheers.